No matter the decisions, the outreach that will be reached in this COP, discussions so far clearly indicate that Africa is on the losing end because its issues are not placed as priorities, given its special circumstances that we demand. In particular, we are highly frustrated that pledges made by rich countries since Copenhagen in 2009 up to 2020, the pledges are not fulfilled. And it's disheartening to note, to see the vigorous, to see how people are pushing the can down the road and beginning to make projections that this fund will be raked in by 2023. That is highly frustrating. So we are leaving this COP as civil society grows from Africa, feeling a sense of disappointment, distrust in the process. 10 years down the line, the monumental impacts have increased. There's water stress, our energy systems have been degraded, and of course, the food systems. The catastrophic climate change impacts are severe on the continent, and it is eroding even national capital. So when you look at that within the relation of climate action, we can see very effectively, very clearly, that the ambition, the commitment to ensure that Adaptation Fund, in terms of climate finance for developing countries, especially Africa, it is not there. And that is sad in itself. On top of that, I want us to even see it. Africa, as you know, have contributed very little to carbon emissions in the atmosphere. Yet, the continent is willing to forego its key resources, which is mainly oil, gas, and perhaps coal. But these stranded assets must be accounted for. And so Africa is willing to forego, leave the oil in the soil, decarbonize. Africa is willing to make that sacrifice. But the additional finance to cushion that effect, to cushion that gap of the foregone assets, that is not on the table. And Africa is asking, it is time we live up to expectations, especially the rich countries, to ensure that no one is left behind. The cliché to adapt. Yes, people want to adapt, but the means to adapt is very scarce. And this is why we call on rich countries to rake up their commitment, to show up their ambitions, so that climate action in terms of adaptation will become a reality in Africa.